All right, I want to jump in here to the year 2005. We are in the pennant race here as the Rockies. We are tied with the Dodgers. We are in mid-September or so, but I wanted to jump in because we got a perfecto going, and we'll be going into the top of the seventh. So we need nine more outs. We got Trevor Miller pitching it, hasn't given up a base runner. I don't think I've ever done this as the Rockies, or not that I've known of at least, and definitely not in the sim as the Rockies. So he has a 5.49 ERA with us. With Boston, I don't remember if I traded for him or picked him up off the waivers, but with Boston, he had a 3.58 ERA. He was pretty decent. I think I traded for him. I don't think he was a waiver pickup, but he's kind of been a fill-in starter slash reliever for me. He's just been getting a ton of ground balls. He's a ground ball pitcher, and he's struck a decent amount of guys out. So we're obviously going to leave him in. We're on the bottom of the sixth. We're going to sim the half inning. Looks like we didn't get any runs, but he's at 60 pitches. So we're going to go one batter at a time. We'll finish up this game regardless of what happens. But here we go, top of their order, ground out. He hit it hard, 105. I don't know if out of the park factors that in, like if it matters that he hit it hard or if it's just an out as an out. But yeah, he got that out anyway, so that's all that matters. So here we go. Next batter, J.J. Hardy with one out. Fly ball to left, got him out. So he's at 8 Ks. Again, you can see here, no walks, no hits. I guess I don't know for sure if he hasn't had a hit by pitch, but I don't think he has because this would be the minimum batter's face. So unless we turned two, but it'll let us know if he did get one. Here we go. Oh, base hit, single, breaks up the no-hit bid. Single into left by El Rubio Durazo. We're still up 5. Now they ripped it over his head. They didn't score him, though. So we're still hoping for the shutout. But there's a double, triple into the corner, scoring 2. So he gave up the perfect game, and then he gave up 2 runs. But there he goes. He got out of it. So now we're going into the top of the 8th now. They're at 7, 8, 9. He's at 90 pitches. Looks like no one got on base that inning. So really, it was just the 7th that got him so far. We're at 7, 8, 9. So we'll see how many pitches he's at here. He's at 104. We're going to take him out. We're going to go to, I think Weaver is fresh. Well, 76%. Darwin's at 86. He's been solid for me. We got the 40-man roster up here in September, so that's why we got a ton of pitchers. But up 3, I think we'll go Darwin. So we're going to pinch hit because they're coming up to the top of the order. They got a righty in. We got 2 outs and no one on, so I like going with a power guy. Harris is all right. We'll go Harris. Base hit up the middle. He can steal now, too. And Kyler Newby, terrible at holding runners. Well, not terrible, but below average. So we're going to go, and he's in there. Here's Raj Davis base hit to take a 4-run cushion. So you know what? Now I might save Darwin. We might go with like Cook. I know he doesn't have a great ERA, but he did pitch well his last outing. Who else is fresh? Lundberg. He's only had 3 innings since coming up on the 40-man, but he hasn't given up a run. I think I'm going to go with Lundberg. We'll go with Lundberg, and if he gets into any trouble at all, we'll go with Darwin. So we can't get any more, but we got a 4-run lead. Again, no hitter, no perfect game, but hopefully we can still get this win. So here we go. Lundberg in. Got it. All right. So 79th win for us on September 11th here. Davis with 2 hits. Newfield with 2 hits. Stewart with 3 walks. I brought him up recently, Ian Stewart. And yeah, Miller, excellent pitched game. 11 Ks. Man, he was just on. So we'll do the little recap here. I'll do another video. I'll stop this one after this, and then we'll jump right into the next one, and that one will be like finishing the season, right into the playoffs. But I was just looking at the pennant race. So here's where everything is at. What are our percentages now? Let's finish today first. So we're about to play the Dodgers. So we're tied with them for first place in the NL West. So this will be a huge series coming up. I think we only have like 3 series remaining. No, more than that. It's September 12th, so we go till the end of September. So maybe 5 or so. But let's check out all the percentages. So Braves just dominating, 97 wins already. Their magic number is 4, so they're obviously going to make it there 100%. Marlins are the wild card favorite right now, so they're at 70%. Pirates looking good to take the Central. And then here's us. We went up to above 50 now. We were at 47 before the last win. Dodgers, they must have like an easier strength of schedule or something to finish up. But this next series will be very determinant of who will have the favorite, who will have the higher percentage. So here we're both 1.5 out from the Marlins. So yeah, we're right in the mix of things. Let's check out the AL. Yankees and Blue Jays looking real good, 99.1. So one of those teams going to make the wild card, very likely. Here's Royals looking like they're going to win the Central, 98% chance, or 7 games up. And then in the West, we got Rangers at 99%. So AL is pretty locked up here. It's just going to depend on who makes the wild card and who wins the East between the Yankees and the Blue Jays. So yeah, right now, it'd be the Blue Jays. And then I suppose, well, they're 87 wins, the Yankees, 86 Royals, 74 Rangers. So a decent chance that these two teams might play each other in the first round as well. Because you got the best record against the wild card, even if the wild card record is better than the next division winner. So that's where things are at. I'm gonna cut this video up, stop it now, but then jump right into this one. Will go simultaneously into the next one, which will be the end of the season. All right, here we go into the 2005 playoffs. Some updates here first. Looks like Dustin Pedroia in his second full year, winning the AL batting title. According to my scout, 80 contact, 70 gap. I mean, this guy looks good. He was the rookie of the year last year. He was an all-star this year. So really good season here for Pedroia. Hit 371. And then Todd Helton of the Colorado Rockies hitting 390, winning the batting champ. He's been ridiculous in this game. He's already 32. Seems like it's flown by. His ratings have just been really high every year. No surprise there. All of these highlighted reds mean that he's leading the league. So his rookie year led the league in doubles and RBI. He set the RBI record in 1998 in this sim with 196. 99 led in RBI, led in hits these years. And then this year led in doubles, hits, batting average, on base, OPS, all these OPS years that he's led. And he's only got 1 MVP. That's back in 98 when we made the playoffs. But I think that's a bit of a travesty. I know there's some other really good players in this game. Chipper Jones has been a multiple-time MVP during this time. Some other guys too. But, I think Helton should get it this year. I mean, he leads the league in all these categories, hit 390. Back in 98, when he won the MVP, he hit 414. So I don't know, maybe they're just holding him to that standard. They expect him to hit 400. But we did not make the playoffs. 10 games over 500, 3 games back. We were right in the mix into the last couple series. Here at the Mets, we scavenged 1 game, but we lost 3 out of 4. Lost the first one in 10 innings. That was a heartbreaker. And before that, we got swept by the Braves, who were the best team in the NL. And the Giants, we only won one game. So we just got real cold there at the end of the year. We were hot before that. We were winning. So were the Dodgers. We were in the mix with the Dodgers. Let's go to the standings here. But then at the end there, we just faltered out. So Braves, again, not even just best record in the NL, but best record in the MLB at 107. Yankees were the other team that won 100 games. They were barely over 100 at 101. So Marlins making the wild card in a good division, the East there, and the Mets were in third with an 88 and a 74 record. So almost as good as both the division winners in the Central and the West. Astros making it in the Central. Pirates missing by one game. And then, of course, us missing by 3. Over in the AL, Blue Jays making the wild card in the East after the Yankees win it. They were 3 out of win in that division, but almost 100 wins for a wild card team. So those two teams are strong. The whole division is not real strong. As you can see, Orioles well below 500 as the third best team. Here in the Central, White Sox were solid, but didn't make the cut. 89 wins. Still pretty far behind the Blue Jays. Blue Jays really ran away with that wild card. But Royals doing well, almost winning 100 games, 95 wins. So real good season for the Royals. And then Texas winning that weak West division, 82 and 80, couple games above 500, but gets them into the playoffs. So those are your playoff teams. Let's look at the bracket, and then we'll get simming the playoffs here. So we got Jays and Yankees. So two of the best teams in the AL, arguably in the game. Let's check them out. Here's the Jays. They got Alomar still. He's 37 years old. Ben Davis, third best catcher right now in the game. Alomar's fourth best second baseman. Hill, Green, Alex Gonzalez still hanging around, although he's hurt right now. Looks like 4 months he's out. But Jays, they've always been pretty good at hitting. Their first in OPS in the AL. And this year, real good starters ERA. Bullpen struggling a little bit, but second in starters ERA. They got Jason Bell. I mean, all these guys, you got Bowie, Atwater, Jansen, all these guys around or under a 4. That's solid for the AL. 3 guys up above 15 wins in their starting rotation. So Jay's looking good. Let's look at the Yanks. So Yankees, still a lot of big names in this game, at least. Alfonso, he's on pretty big money. Bernie Williams still hanging around, third best center fielder in the game. He's 37 as well. They got Klesko Clifford, who has the home run record in this game. What is it, 67, I think? Yep, 67. He actually tied Griffey. Griffey had 67 as well. And when he did that, wasn't he on the – oh, he was on the Marlins. That's right. I was thinking Mariners, but he was on the Marlins. Came up with the Mariners. And in real life, he's like a strength coach with the Mariners. So he's a solid player for him. It says he's only the 18th best third baseman. They got him hitting cleanup, though. He's got 44 jacks, 125 ribbies, only hitting 237, on base under 300, but a good slugging percentage. Jeter, of course, Klesko, who they picked up not too long ago, but this is his first year. He's been solid. And then John Rodriguez, 27, but came up through the Yankees organization. Real good player for them. 41 jacks last year, 31 this year. They got him hitting 5th. Bob St. Pierre still going strong for him. You know, their best pitcher, well, maybe not ERA-wise, but they got him as the number 1. Jason Arnold with 17 wins and a sub-4 ERA. So let's check the Rangers. Even though they didn't have a great record, they got some good players. They picked up Konerko. This is his first year away from the Dodgers. He's always been a great catcher in this game. Ian Kinsler and Blaylock, a couple of young players that they got coming up through their system. Russell Branyan, Jack Cust, 6th best right fielder in the game, but he's out for 3 or 4 weeks. So unless they make it, to the World Series or so, they're not going to have him back. But first in home runs For the Rangers, first in home runs in the MLB, even ahead of the Blue Jays. First in base running. ERA, pitching is not great, below average, and hitting right around average. So, that's reflective of their record. We'll see how if they can get hot. They'll be playing the Royals, who have looked good this year. So they're in the top 3 or 4 of all these categories of offense. First in runs against, first in starters ERA in the AL, third in bullpen ERA. So they got Greinke. He's been a great young pitcher in this game. Sub 4 ERA, won 15 games this year. He's only 21 years old. BJ Ryan, they have in the starting rotation. Only 35 stamina, but looks like they used him a little. They had him as a closer, 43 saves, and then they put him in the starting rotation, maybe the last couple starts or something. I don't know. He's 1-5. He's got 71 innings, so he definitely hasn't been pitching as a starter the whole time, but they decided to do that. That's interesting. Brad Knox, solid year, and Ryan Anderson. So they've got a lot of good young pitchers. Knox is 23, Anderson 26, Ryan under 30, and then Greinke. Tarek Graham, solid. There's Griffey. They picked him up this year, first year away from the Mariners. As you can see here, Griffey hit 67 and 95. I think I said 94, but 95 had the record that was tied. So in this game, 67 is the home run record. But Beltran, the Royals are just looking good. They got Rollins. They're looking good for the future and for now. So I imagine, won't have a tough time with Texas, but it's only a 5-game series. Let's go to the NL. Here's the Marlins. Hee-Seop Choi, one of their best players, hit third for him, 44 jacks, hit over 300. A couple good outfielders, Pat Magnus, Jamie Jones. The MO for the Marlins is just kind of slightly above average everywhere. Offensively and pitching, nothing really stands out, but they do a good job getting it done. Steve Gagliano, they got as their number 1. Zambrano, all these guys there's Zito. They got all these guys that are under a 4 ERA and have a decent amount of wins. Zito kind of struggling. He hasn't, looked like the Zito of real life ratings wise as well in this game. He was an all-star in 99, back in 99. I know in real life too, he didn't have a great years every year, but the years that he was good, he was good. So maybe that'll happen in this game too. Who knows? But that is the Marlins for you. They will be playing the Braves, so that'll be a tough one for them. It's just like the AL. We got both division teams playing each other as the wild card and the division winners. Braves looking good, just first in runs scored, first in batting WAR, first in home runs, first in bullpen ERA. Starters ERA only 8th. They still got Avery hanging around. He's got a great ERA. He had a great season, 15 wins and under a 3 ERA. But after that, just guys that they've developed, that brought up. Jamie Richmond, only 19 years old. McGinnis, 26. Ferran, 24 years old. Ferran never made the bigs in real life. Never made it out of single A. That happens a lot in this game with pitchers, which makes sense because, they might have gotten hurt in real life. And in this game, they keep panning out. Chipper Jones, first best second baseman in the game. Kelly Johnson, Andrew Jones. Avery right now is considered the second best pitcher in the game at 35 years old. John Leroy, they got in the pen. I think they had started him in the past, maybe. Yeah, he was a Cy Young winner, 01 and 03. So yeah, they had started him. But I didn't realize his stamina was only whatever it was, 35 or something. According to my scout, that is. There's a very high accuracy on him. So yeah, I didn't realize that. I don't know. Maybe he's better as it says projected role bullpen, but again, was a Cy Young winner in the 2000s. So that's an interesting move. I guess they feel like he does a better job in the pen, even though he's won a Cy Young. Is he getting old? I know he's been around in this game for a while. He's 30. So, you do see that in real life. Maybe not quite that young at 30, but as guys get older, they move into the pen, even if they're former Cy Young winners. So that's the Braves for you. They're looking solid, of course, as always. They're just a dynasty in this game. Dodgers and Stros. Here's the Dodgers. Not a great hitting team, 16th in the NL in batting average, OPS ninth. So first in base running, but even pitching ninth in runs against in the NL. So they're below average in all these categories. They just have figured out how to win games. Nothing really stands out. Their defense is good. But they got A-Rod, of course. They're just figuring out how to win games. So Jason Hamill been solid for them, 16-game winner. A-Rod, 38 jacks, over 100 ribs, and hit over 300. They got Beltre, Martin, Shane Victorino, Karim Garcia. So they are looking good. Just statistically, nothing really stands out about them. They'll be playing the Stros. So Stros, kind of similar type team, although they are second in home runs and they're better pitching wise. You know, they're pretty good. They're in the top 3 in all these pitching categories. So Scott Kennedy, their ace. They got Johan Santana. He's obviously come up with them. He's been with them for 5 years since his rookie year. He was an all-star this year in 05. Good season for him. Sub-4 ERA, low 3 ERA for him. Craig Grasser been a good closer in this game. 3-time all-star. Really good stuff. Strikes a lot of guys out. 33 saves, sub-3 ERA. A lot of good bullpen guys here for the Stros. So Berkman has, I believe, still the highest salary in the game's history. So let me get that straight. A-Rod has the highest salary year to year, but Berkman has the highest overall paid out over however many years he signed through 2011. So 6 more. Let's check that out here. Contract. Yeah, 92 million when signed. So I believe that was the highest when he was signed. So it was a multiple year. Does it say when he signed? Yeah, prior to the 04 season. So it was an 8-year deal at a little under 12 mil every year. A-Rod has a higher per year. He's in the 12s, but not quite as long of a contract. So let's check exactly what A-Rod's is. Let's go back to him on the Dodgers. So you got 2 high salary guys going against each other. Yeah, he was a 7-year deal for 83 mil, it looks like. So that ends up being a little less. What was Berkman again? A-Rod's 83.8. I just want to make sure I'm correct here. 83.8. Berkman, yeah, 92.8. So we'll have 2 of the biggest names going up against each other in the playoffs. So let's go ahead and get rolling. Here's the playoff tree. We're going to start simming these out. If we get to what's the important message here? Oh, just telling us that the season has ended. We're starting the playoffs. If we get to a game 5, we'll look at that a little more in depth. But right now we got Braves and Dodgers up. Looks like we have our pitching coach retired. Shoot, this guy was good. I guess I can't click on him to show you, but he was one of our best minor league pitching guys, really developed players well. But Braves going up to a 2-0 start over the Marlins. 1-1, Dodgers and Stros. And now in the AL, Yankees up 2-0, Royals up 2-0. No surprise with the Royals. Braves taking it in a sweep, 3-0 Braves. Stros going up 2-1. And Yankees and Royals can take it today in a sweep. Let's see if they both do. They do not. Neither of them do. So we're going to a game 5 in either LA or Houston. Let's see where that one is. Let's go to scores here. Looks like we are looks like that'll be tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow in Houston. So right now we can quick play this one out. Kansas City going for the win, and they get it. So they win the series. Kansas City moving on. And here the Yankees going for it. And Blue Jays coming back and winning it in the bottom of the 13th on a walk-off. So tied it in the bottom of the 11th after the Yankees went up 1. Wow, what a game that was. A lot of home runs. Klesko, Rodriguez, Munson, Green, Davis, Hill. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jacks. So they tie it at 2. A lot of hits that game. That looks like it was an exciting game. So now we'll go game 5 in the NL. Dodgers and Stros. Let's finish today. So here we go. We got Santana going against Brian Woods. Woods during the regular season 1-8 with a 5.06 ERA. Santana definitely was better. Woods 0-1 with a 9 ERA in the playoffs. So here we go. Houston, I would imagine, is the favorite, but the Dodgers win it. Dodgers win 9-5 on the road. Johan getting beat. Woods getting the win. Looks like he pitched well. You know, I don't know if he was still in by the 6th or the 8th, but he got the win. So came out with the lead, and Dodgers winning by 4. So great job by the Dodgers. They will be moving on, and now we are in a game 5 between the Yanks and the Blue Jays. Jason Bell going against Bob St. Pierre, and we got Yankees winning by 3 at home. So good series there. Hideki Matsui with a jack, Bronson Sardina with a jack. Made it. He tasted the bigs a little bit with the Yanks. Yeah, I thought I recognized his name, but he was barely up when he was 24. This is his real life stats. Barely up, and otherwise a career minor leaguer. But he looks kind of average to below average, fast, good at base running, a little above average defensively. My scout's got a very high accuracy on him. So let's go back to playoff tree here. We'll finish it up. So now we got Yankees, Royals, and Braves, Dodgers. So if we get to a game 7, we'll take a better in-depth look at this one. Glavine, too little too late. I was hoping he'd come off the IL while we were in the playoffs. He was a good pitcher for us. So here we go, tied at 1 in the NL. Yankees were up 1-0. Now we're tied all around. Looks like it should be some good series. I mean, I would favor the Braves, of course. Looks like a lot of my guys are mad about the rolls here, sending me some PMs. So Braves up 3-1 now. Yankees up 2-1. Dodgers coming back, tying it 3, or not tying it, but taking that game 3-2. Yankees and Royals going to a game 5 tie. So Royals now taking a 3-2 lead. Wow. So that, if we go Royals, Dodgers, that would be 2 pretty big upsets. Obviously, Yankees and Braves with the 2 best records in the game. Let's look at these a little more in depth. So Atlanta up 3-2. They're at home. They're going for the win here. Mark DeFelice. So he was a Rule 5 pick from us, the Rockies. He had a good year with them. He was 8-7 with a 4.14 ERA. I had him in Double-A last year, and he had a 5.16 ERA. According to my scout, he had good control, but he just wasn't ready otherwise to come up. He's a good leader. I like that. I mean, I was going to keep him, of course. He wasn't a top 100 guy, so I just didn't protect him. I didn't put him on my 40-man, and the Dodgers scooped him up this year, and now he's got a bad ERA in the playoffs, but he had a pretty good regular season. Now he's pitching, trying to keep the Dodgers alive. Let's see how it goes. They're going against Steve Avery. He's a wily veteran with a 1.80 ERA. And the Dodgers win it. DeFelice getting the win. Avery getting the loss. Dodgers jumping on him early. 3 runs. A-Rod with 2 jacks this game. So maybe doing well in the playoffs, unlike in real life. Struggled a lot. He obviously had some really good playoff years as well. But several times, high expectations for a guy like that. Several times he did struggle. So we're going to a game 7 in the NL. So it looks like they're both on the same day here. We're going to be at Atlanta, and this is obviously game 6 here in the AL. So let's finish up the NL first here. Got Jason Hamill going for the Dodgers against Jamie Richmond. 2 real good ERAs, sub-3 in the playoffs. Both guys have won more than they've lost. Should be a good game here. Here we go. 5-0 Braves. So Dodgers can't get that upset. Braves with the best record in baseball going to the World Series. They're just such a powerhouse. Let's take a look at their history here. How do I get to that? Can I go to organization? Maybe info. All right, we're going to go the long way here. Go up to Braves and team history. So they've won a ton of World Series, including this last year, back-to-back champs, 2003, 2004. So they're going for a three-peat here in 05. Now, they hadn't won World Series in this sim until 03. But they'd made the playoffs a ton of years. So they didn't make it in 93 in this game. Obviously, in real life, they did because they had that run throughout the 90s. I imported all the history up till 93, and then I started the sim in 93. So they won at 91, 92, like in real life. 93 didn't make it. Then they did 94, 95, 96. Had this one blemish in 97. They made it every year since 98 through 05. And they're going for the three-peat. So they've been a definite dynasty in this game. Let's see who they will be facing in the World Series. Two good teams, Royals and Yankees. I mean, even though Yankees are the favorites, Royals are solid. So we're playing Game 6, Kansas City up 3-2. This is at New York. So Yankees trying to stay alive. They got B.J. Ryan going. He's 1-0 in the playoffs with a 4.63 ERA going against Frank Gonzalez, who has struggled here in the playoffs. 10-game winner during the season. He's 37. He was he won the Cy Young in 03. Several-time All-Star. He was a great pitcher in this game with the Tigers. Led the league in games started in 97. So he's 37 now. It looks like he's, ratings-wise, he's on the decline. 37 years old. He's on a big contract, though. They picked him up a while back. Let's see if he can keep him alive. Here we go. Yankees staying alive barely. 8-7 winning it. They got 4 in the bottom of the 6th, 2 in the 7th. So they tie it up at 3. We're going to a game 7 in the AL. Going to be at Yankees, of course. They're 5-1 at home in the playoffs. Royals 2-3 on the road. So Yankees got to be favored here. Got two guys going that have struggled in the playoffs. Brad Knox was 14-9 with a sub-4 ERA. Had a real good regular season. This is his, I guess, maybe true rookie year. He only had 48 innings in 04. But yeah, having a great, he might win rookie of the year. I'm sure he'll get some votes. 3.73 ERA in the AL with 14 wins, 114 Ks to 52 walks. So going against the veteran, only 31 years old, but still he's been around forever. Bob St. Pierre, been a Yankee his entire career, all the way back to 1995 when he was 21 years old. Been in the league 10 years, several-time All-Star, never won a Cy Young. What's this award? This is a League Championship Series MVP back in 99. Excellent control. Here we go. Let's see who comes out on top. Who's going to the World Series to play the Braves? The Yankees are by 1 run. Royals tried to come back. They got 1 in the top of the 9th, but that was all they could get. So Yankees closing out. Ventura, no home runs except for Ventura. No home runs for the Yankees. So Yankees get it. Bob St. Pierre, 2 earned runs, 7 innings pitched, only 1 walk with that great control. Only 1 K, but he didn't need it. He's an extreme fly ball guy, so just getting guys to pop up, missing barrels. So we got our World Series. We got the Braves going for their three-peat against the Yankees. Definitely how you thought it would pan out. No surprises here. Let's take a glance. Let's take a glance at the Yankees' history because they've been a dynasty pretty much as well in this game. So 2 powerhouses going at it here. Championship is the X on the left, on the right. So they got all theirs in the 90s. It was every other year. They got it 94, 96, 98. And then they've been making the playoffs every year with 2002 as their only blemish. So they're like the Braves. They just haven't been winning World Series anytime recently. But they've been making the playoffs. So 2 dynasty teams. Let's see how it goes here. So we'll sim it out until we get to a game 7. Yankees going up 1-0. Braves tying it at 1. Braves going up 2-1. Yankees tying it at 2, kind of as expected here. Braves going up 3-2 now. So let's take a closer look at this one. Let's go to scores. So this will be tomorrow. So Atlanta up 3-2. So they're going for their three-peat here. We got Steve Avery going. That's who you want. Going against Brad Halsey. 5.04 ERA during the regular season. Not great in the playoffs. 0-1 with a 5.79 ERA. Let's see if the Yankees can hang on. Braves are 10-5 at home. Or sorry, they're 10-5 in the playoffs, 5-3 at home. And the Yankees stay alive. 5-3 getting the win. Is that Scott Harrison? It is. Scott Harrison with a jack. Timmons, the jack for the Braves. But Avery still pitched well. But Halsey pitching much better for the Yanks. Got 6 innings, only 1 earned run, no walks. Avery, no walks, 1 earned run as well. So good job by the Yankees. We are going to a game 7 at Atlanta, who had the best record in baseball. We got Bob St. Pierre going for the Yanks versus Jamie Richmond, who's 3-0 with a 1.07 ERA in the playoffs. Wow. During the regular season, the guy's 19 years old. Regular season, almost 170 innings pitched, 12-8 ERA with a 4.61. Or sorry, 12-8 win-loss with a 4.61 ERA. So 19 years old, pitching game 7, trying to get the Yankees their first championship since, what was it, 1998, I believe. And Braves going for their three-peat. So couldn't write a better storyline than this. Let's see who comes out on top. Yankees taking it. So they stopped the Braves from getting their three-peat, despite some really good offensive performances. Kelly Johnson, 3 for 4 with a jack. Edward Perez, 3 for 3 with a walk. He's on base 4 times. But Klesko going 2 for 5 with a homer. And De La Rosa getting the win. So did they end up going to him as a starter, or did he come out of the pen? I mean, maybe he didn't start. Let's look at the box score here. A little closer. Maybe they changed starter. No, Richmond. Richmond for the Braves got knocked out here. Yeah, St. Pierre went five innings, gave up 4 runs though. So De La Rosa coming in, getting the win, even though he gave up a run, and then Valverde with the save. Yeah, Richmond over here gave up 4 runs and 4 2/3, gave up 8 hits. So that was kind of they were still in it. Matt Gawer came in, gave up 2 though, and got the loss. 2.70 ERA. I believe that's in the playoffs. Yeah, 2.62 in the regular season with 40 saves. So that's the guy you want to go to. So you can't fault the manager for that decision. But Yankees getting their World Series finally after making the playoffs so many years. Their first one in the 2000s. Thanks for watching. Next video will be coming into the 2006 spring training season. Thanks for watching.